Good morning, campers. Not going to be hardly any video today. It was another hell of a night, I gotta say. Sub-freezing temperatures, blowing winds. I had every stitch of clothing on. In fact, I still have everything. In fact, I have more on now than I had on yesterday because I have my my sleeping base layers on. I didn't take those off this morning. Sorry, my neck is itchy. This merino buff is scratchy. It's a clear day so far. Sun's coming up over there. But I did not get a good night's sleep at all. Tossed and turned. I had 4 water bottles, my bag of electronic stuff, my battery pack, and my, cords and cables and whatnot, and my phone inside my sleeping bag, my water filter inside my sleeping bag, my fuel canister inside my sleeping bag, because the fuel canister, by the way, here's a tip for you. If the fuel canister gets super cold, like it's below freezing out right now, it becomes very inefficient. It does not put out very much heat, and the flame, it can't expand. The gas can't expand. It's like basically liquefied inside the can when it freezes. So if you keep your fuel canister warm, the warmer you can keep it, up to regular room temperature, the better flame you get, and you get more life out of that canister. And I saw that in action yesterday. Yesterday I could barely get my dinner cooked, get the water boiling for my dinner, and I put my hands around the canister to warm it up, and I could see it. I could see the flames start to get stronger and stronger and stronger as I kept my hands around it to keep the wind and the cold away and transfer some heat from my hands to the canister. And then keeping it inside my sleeping bag last night. When I got up this morning, I wanted to have a warm breakfast drink, of course, because it's 20 degrees out. I had no problem. It was already, mostly not warm, but it was not below freezing. And so the flame worked well. So that's a tip for you. If it's cold out, I'd say if it gets below 50, try to keep your fuel canister, in a pocket somewhere, shortly before you're going to go use it, just to get it a little bit warmed up, and the flame will be stronger and the fuel will last longer for you. So there's the sun finally peeking up over the mountainside there. So today, 13.4 miles to Fontana Dam Road. That's where I get my shuttle. I have to call when I'm at the peak before the final down to Fontana Dam, and get the ride to the B&B. And boy, I cannot get there fast enough. I want a hot shower. My hands are numb. I want a good night's sleep down there, I believe. This morning I saw lights all down there in the valley. I think I have to assume that's Fontana Dam down there. Well, in fact, I think... Oh no, that's clouds. Oh, I thought I saw the river where the dam is, but I got 13.4 miles. So I'm going to get going. I'm not going to whip out the phone. My hands are numb. Unless I see something crazy, I'm not taking video or hardly any photos this morning. I just got to hike. I got to get warmed up. I got to get to where I'm going so I can get out of this cold, and I can get a hot shower, get my laundry done, get a good night's sleep, get some good food in me, get a day of rest, okay? All right, thanks. That's all for now. What a difference a change in elevation makes. Once I came down off Mollies Ridge, got below tree line, listen, almost no wind. Almost no wind at all. I just climbed some big hill, and I took off my buff. I took off my merino beanie, so I just have the one hat on now. I took off my rain mitts, so I just have my gloves on. And I unzipped a little bit here. I'm not hot, but I don't want to start sweating underneath. So I'm trying to modulate my body temperature. But without that wind, now that the sun's coming up, it's making a world of difference. It's still cold, don't get me wrong. I'm still concerned about my water bottles freezing, but it is not that bitter, Arctic, frigid, you want to just crawl into a hole kind of cold. So, got about 11 miles or so to Fontana Dam Road, which is where I believe the shuttle's going to get me. I'm going to have to call them. I'm going to stop here. There's a hill. I've got to climb up here. I'm gonna go to the top of something called Shuck Stack, mountain or shuck stack. There's a fire tower up top, shuck stack fire tower. And so I'm going to go up there. That's probably the highest point I have left before the downhill descent to Fontana Dam. I'll call for the shuttle. I'll calculate how, what time I'll get there. I'll tell them what time to pick me up, and I'll start the downhill approach. So that's about it. We'll see if the sun warms things up a little bit, makes it a little bit easier going for the rest of the day. Not to beat a dead horse here, but just want to show you the sign. It says Mollies Ridge Shelter 3.1. That's where I just came from. Russell Field Shelter 6.4, right? That's a difference of 3.3 miles between the two, Molly Ridge and Russell Field. Well, if you go to Russell Field Shelter, the sign says it's 2.5 miles to Mollies Ridge Shelter. This says it's 3.3 between the two shelters. The other sign says it's 2.5. So they can't even get their own signs to agree with each other. So like I said, don't believe what you see on the signs when it comes to mileage. Always double check it with your GPS, because it's often wrong by a lot, which frankly, shame on them. $20 a head. They're collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They can't put up accurate signs? Really? Wow. Wow. Good job, Smoky Mountain folks. I just thought I'd check in at the 2-hour mark. Come 4.6 miles, so 2.3 mile an hour average, which is really good considering I had a couple of uphills. But it's been mostly flat or downhill at this point. We have one more climb, and then it's just almost completely straight downhill all the way to the pickup point, which is about 8.6 miles from here. 8.7, something like that. So, making great progress. I hope to be getting picked up by 4 o'clock at the latest. It's a little after 10 right now. That shouldn't be hard. In fact, I could probably get picked up by 3 at the rate I'm going. I did fall back there because the trail is so littered with leaves. As you can, I don't know if you can see, there was a hole. It was filled with leaves. I didn't know it was a hole. It just looked like leaves on the rest of the trail. And I stepped, and my foot went down about 8 inches, like up above my ankle. And I just went forward onto my knee and didn't hurt myself, luckily. But that could have been bad. That could have been one of those, your foot goes in a hole and then, snap, there goes the ankle. That could have been a hike-ending injury. So I got to watch for stuff like that. It's really tricky out here. The leaves are nice and everything, but they do cover up the trail, and you can't see the rocks and the roots and the holes and the bumps and stuff. So anyway, doing pretty good. I'll take a break about every hour, have a snack, and hydrate, and call for the shuttle. And then we'll pick up again once I get down there. I'm not saying anything. Well, it's rather remarkable, the change in the weather. I took off my puffy. I took off my sleeping base layer that I still had on. I had 4 layers on. My merino t-shirt, the brick red one you see me in a lot. My long sleeve mid-weight merino base layer that I sleep in. This fleece and my puffy. So I took off the sleep layer and the puffy. So I got the fleece and my hiking t-shirt, merino wool, lightweight t-shirt underneath. I still have my leggings on underneath my pants, and I have my gloves on, and I put my merino beanie, I don't know if you can see the black merino beanie underneath my hat, because my head was a little chilly. But yeah, the sun is out, the wind has died down a bit. It's still chilly, but it's a far cry from what it was like this morning when I left, when I felt like I was heading out into the Arctic tundra. So I'm about 7 miles from the pickup point, so I'm almost halfway done with my day, and it's only 11 o'clock. In about a half mile to a mile, I'm going to call for the shuttle. In a half mile is a shuck stack fire tower. That's probably the highest point left on my journey today. Again, there's another spot a half-mile past that called Open Ledges. That's another high point. Not as high as the fire tower, but you know, you go down from the fire tower and you go up a little bit to Open Ledges, and then you go down all the way down into Fontana Dam. So it's like a 6-mile downhill into Fontana Dam. So I'll be calling from one of those places, arranging for my ride, and yeah, I should be able to get picked up by 3 o'clock at the latest, I would think, the rate I'm going. So we'll see. If the fire tower is open, maybe I'll climb it for the hell of it. I haven't been up a fire tower in a while, and it's a nice day. So we'll see when I get there. Well, I'm just a little more than 4 miles from the pickup point. I was able to get a hold of the B&B and arrange pickup at 3 o'clock. Gives me plenty of time to get down there. I can use the restroom at the little visitor center or whatever it is down there. And as an added bonus, I said, oh, do you know if the marina sells canister fuel? Because I need more fuel for my stove. And they said, oh, don't bother. We have it here. You can either buy it from us, or we have some leftover cans that are partially full. You could take those for free if you want. So, hey, bonus. I don't have to walk off the trail bit to go to the marina and buy canister fuel. I can just walk straight to the road on the trail. And she said right across the road is where the restrooms are, and there's, I think, some vending machines and stuff. And that's where she's going to pick me up. So it's worked out perfect. The day has turned beautiful. You probably can't see the sun through the trees right there, but it's up there. Let's see. There it is, peeking through through the beautiful foliage. There's a light breeze blowing. It's cool, but not cold anymore. And just a complete change in the weather. You wouldn't know that the last 48 hours have been, you know, life and death out here because of the cold. So, all right, heading down into Fontana Dam. Well, it doesn't say anything here, but there is a little drop box up there for your permits, because this is the southern end of the Smokies, not Shenandoah, the southern end of the Smoky Mountains. I am out of the Smoky Mountains. Finally, it's over. My ordeal, my tormentor is over. I don't think I'm completely out of Tennessee yet. I may be, I'm not sure. I gotta check that, but it feels good to be out of the Smokies, I gotta tell you. It's gonna feel even better to get a hot shower and a nice warm bed tonight. Wild turkey over here, side of the road. There's another one up the hill on the right, but this guy's just kind of pecking around the grass. Hey, buddy. Usually they're pretty skittish, so I'm surprised he's not taken off by now. There he goes. He's a little concerned about me getting close. I'm about 50 feet away from him right now. Hey, buddy. I'm not going to bother you. Just walking by. Have a nice day. You're a weird-looking bird. Hello. Hello. How are you? Funny guy. Damn. Sorry. in the bathroom here at the Fontana Dam Visitor Center, and I wanted to show you. They have a shower in the Visitor Center bathroom. Go figure. So here I am at the infamous Fontana Hilton. There are tent sites up the hill right there, little tent pads for tents, but this is the Fontana Hilton, the infamous shelter by Fontana Dam. Take a look inside. It's very nice. It's in nice shape. Oh, you can sleep a lot of people in here. You can sleep comfortably 24 people in here. And you've got trash right here. You got picnic tables. You got a fire ring. More trash there, I guess. You have a charging station, solar charging station. And you have a water pump. And you got some benches here on the other side to enjoy the view of the lake. Pretty impressive.